Welcome back. Yes, we are here at the Sevens Magazine studio. We are the panel of She. I'm the fabulous Cimarron. I'm here with some special guests. We have a great conversation going on right now about education, the state of education right now. And a lot of us are feeling passionate about it. We just left off where you said, money was a major factor. Now, Mark Zuckerberg, who's the CEO of Facebook, is actually donating $100 million to schools in New Jersey. So now when we talk about the money issue, people think that, of course, urban parents really don't care, and the actual educational teaching of our kids is lacking. What is money? Is money going to solve our problem?
No, because the minute there's no money, the first thing they do, let's cut the funding, let's cut the school programs, let's cut this. Instead of cutting like other different areas, the first thing they cut, like this, for the prime example, for the summertime, if anybody knows, there was hardly any summer programs for any kids. There was no band, there was no football. It took local community people to get together themselves and decide, we still gonna do football, we still gonna do this. The first thing they do when they cut this program, cut that, and these kids look forward to going to art class or going to band in the summer. It keeps them out the street, and then you wonder why the crime rates are high, because the parents are stressing out because the parents don't want the kids to be home because they want to do whatever they want to do. Mm-hmm. So then as soon as the money comes, okay, let's cut the kids. They don't need it, they don't care. Yeah. But then when they're the problem, oh, now let's go back and that. So I think the money thing is, they just mismanage how to use it as far as when to cut and where to cut. Because money's always a factor in something, but if you make it your focal point, it's never going to be successful.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you what I think the root of the problem of all this is. Because when I think of issues, I think of the root of it. Once you destroy the root, then you destroy everything that's, part of the vine. Mm-hmm. The root of the problem is when they took prayers out of school. That's it. When you take the covering of God off of anything, you are subject to the elements of anything evil or negative. And the Bible says the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. So all of that wealth that we're going to get to help the kids, or anything that we are supposed to be trying to do for the kids, once that covering is taken off, it's not going to be managed right. It's not going to be taken care of right. These kids are not going to learn right because we have no covering over these kids as far as education is concerned. So it's like we have to take it back. We have to go to God as a unit and say, God, look, we need this covering back on these kids. We need this covering back on these teachers. So that all this mess
is God going to help us, help our students be comparable to the foreign countries and what they have going on? Because see, when we get into that, that's when we're starting to see that, we got people complaining, parents complaining about too much homework. When people in real life in other countries go to school year round.
Yes.
Okay? Come on.
I want to actually say this for me personally. I grew up in the projects. I never missed a day of school in 12 years. I'm from Boston originally, but we moved from Boston to here to Virginia. Never missed a day of school. Even being impoverished, I knew two things. One, I would not always be in this situation. Education would be my element to get out of it. And second of all, I knew I would have something to eat. So my mom did the best she could. She worked 3 jobs, but we still were in a certain kind of situation that we were labeled. And when I got off the bus or got on the bus from the projects, my sisters, they would go across the street as if they lived in these subsidiary areas, but I walked right out my project door and got on the bus. I wasn't ashamed of who I am. But today, these children are raising themselves. Mm-hmm. Today, these children don't have any role models, sufficient role models. They're being modeled by commercials and videos and marketing and commercialism, thinking that these things are attained because of what they're doing. Rappers had to go to school. Basketball players had to go to school. So school is the element of all success. God is definitely paradigm in this situation, but at the same time, it takes a unit, it takes unity, and it takes a thought process of where or what should we do next. Mm-hmm. And these kids don't have the answer, and they won't have the answer because they don't have anything to model by.
Yeah. But it's not for the answer. But it's not for them to have the answer. Yeah. It's for us as adults who know better and know what to do and how to get it.
But if we have, I go to church. I love the Lord. I'm not saying that, but. Like me, I was just blessed to be, I'm a good parent. But a lot of these parents don't know how to be parents.
At all.
because
Amen.
Nobody was the
Yeah.
parents to them.
Yeah,
Right.
at all.
So it's situations like I'm ordering my daughter's stuff. She on the phone, and this is off the top a little bit, but she was getting harassed by one of the girls in her school. I grabbed that phone so fast. Do you need me to call somebody?
Right.
I don't know what her mother know, but I know what I know.
Yeah.
Nowadays, parents are okay with they fighting, then the parents want to fight the parents.
Get involved.
Yes.
Yes.
And then who bothering your child? You know your child bad. You know your child bad.
Yes. Oh my
Stop
God.
acting like you don't know your child is bad.
Right.
Yes.
Take responsibility because you out. Your child know. People think that kids are stupid. They know when you at the bar. They know when you don't want to take care of them. They know when you got men and women sneaking in and about the room, and they don't respect you. So when you try to give them authority, they look at you like, "Who is you?" Because I know what you do.
Yes.
Then you try to kiss up to them. So it's okay that you fail, baby. We gonna get you better. Next thing you know, that's 8th grade. That's 9th grade. Then you ain't graduating. And then your parents calling you stupid. But the parents, they worried about what it looked like. Like before, it was now, if you smart, that you're surprised. Like there's no nerds. What happened to the nerds and stuff like that? Like what happened to you being a smart kid or going to the library?
Oh, yeah.
Parents say you going to the library, you ain't going to no library. They don't look
It's the image
good.
with
The
the
library
color.
don't look good.
Well, no, it is an image, and I'll go here too because I also feel that at the end of the day, when we are talking about the parents' role in the education, because it's not just up to the students now. But let's go here real quick because I got 5 things going on in my head. But see, here's the catch: your child is not your child. You just have the beneficiary benefits of taking care of them. Because at the end of the day, this is why your child has to go and register for selective service. So you don't even truly have jurisdiction over what we call your child. You see what I'm saying? So many people just allow the school or the government to figure out how they're going to teach or what they're going to teach their kids. So therefore, there's no training going home at home. You know, and you talk about also, I'm in total agreement with you when you say their parents don't know what to do. You know, a lot of this, whether it's dealing with other cultures, whether it's being professional, whether it's how to speak to authoritative figures, you know, this thing has been, the seed has been sown within the parent in just in their little interaction at home.
Yeah. They're not getting educated at home. There's some kids that don't even know, still don't know. And I hate to say this, there's still some African American kids that still don't even know stuff about other cultures, and they in an area where they going to school with other people, and they going around calling, I don't know, three different Asian cultures. They're all Chinese. You're at home. Parents at home don't even have that education in their
Right.
head. You taking them to different places. Oh, baby, that's a Chinese person. Like you're not even educating them enough to just tell them about other people or have them around different people. So you're right. It does start at home before they even go to school, because if they're not even open to get into education, that's not what they're gonna get when they get to school. And the teachers get discouraged because they're like, you know what? They frustrated with trying to deal with your child, and so they lack the motivation, and so it's almost like it just goes down a huge
It's a cycle.
avalanche.
It's a cycle,
just
and
keeps
we have to
spiraling
break
down.
it. And that's why I feel like us discussing this here on She and getting it out there is just going to illustrate that there are urban people that really care and are passionate about our urban community. It is up to us to make an impact. It is up to us to actually be heard. But you know what? On that note, you're going to have to come back because we've got more of She and some dynamite conversation.